Take a deep breath, let it out with a sigh. I'm Anna Gilcher.
And I'm Rochelle Adams.
And we're Elevate Education Consulting. Welcome you to stage 4 of the Elevate CI Success Path.
Trusting the process. So what's great about this part of the success path is that this is really around the time of year where teachers really need it most.
And one of the things that we do in our membership is we follow organically the rhythm of the school year.
That's right.
Although you as a teacher can be taking more time in any of the stages that feel right to you. But we're going to be sending you support at the right time of the school year for the kinds of emotions and the kinds of issues that come up at that time of the school year.
Yeah. So trusting the process generally happens right when everybody is about to hit that panic button.
Oh my goodness, I know that one.
Oh, the one where we worry that we haven't done enough, our students haven't learned enough, et
What
cetera,
is next year's teacher going to say? What's going to happen on the AP exam? What are the administrators going to say? What are the parents going to say? And we start saying to ourselves, oh my gosh, they know nothing, which is a lie.
Right. Even though we know that's not true, our brains override what we know to be true. So this is where we really help bring down the stress and the worry. And we encourage you to slow down, calm down, don't worry, and don't quit.
Just keep showing up.
Right? Because this is where we remind teachers about what we know to be true based on years of research about how the brain acquires language.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this is so key because this is right when we can start wanting to go back to our old ways.
Yes.
We say, oh my gosh, they don't know anything. I need to teach them this thing.
Right.
And we start thinking we need to do it in a different way when we know that the brain acquires language through comprehensible, compelling, and compassionate input in no other way.
That's right. Great.
So at the end of this stage of the success path, teachers assess and look for what students can do with the language, moving away from a deficit model. And we help keep you on that path.
That's right, because we have already helped you come through the witnessing progress stage where you've learned how to assess and look for what they can do. So by the end of trusting the process, you've gotten even better at this.
Teachers confidently allow students a chance to really show what they can do in a few different ways, not just in one way.
Right. So this is where we really also dive a little bit deeper into culturally responsive CI teaching, where we are expanding and building upon and using as an asset the ways that students love to show off and demonstrate what they can do.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Instead of putting them into a box and being like, oh, if you can't do it this one way, I know that
on this one day,
exactly,
in this one exam.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we take the high stakes away from all of that for you and your students.
So at the end of this stage of the success path, teachers know that even when it doesn't look like it in the moment, students are acquiring the language.
Yep.
Right. It is, we can only see the tip of the iceberg in terms of what they're producing. Right. We want to trust and know the truth, which is that acquisition happens deep in the brain.
Yes.
And it happens organically and it happens piecemeal. And it happens as long as students are understanding and are engaged.
Right. And that we cannot rush our students or their brains to do it any faster or in any other kind of way.
And we remind you and help you remember, your belief and in the knowledge that CI gives students the best possible opportunity to acquire a language and that they are, in fact, getting it.
Yeah. Great.
So this question comes right out of an article that Bill Van Patten wrote for Actful, the language educator, a few years ago, before his book, While We're on the Topic came out. This is still just a really great article, and we recommend that you use it in your department just as a way to have a quick way to get everybody on the same page.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what is this question? Can you read it out loud for us?
Yeah. So this formative question that came out of this was, what kinds of activities promote the development of mental representation and what kinds promote the development of communicative ability?
Because these are two things, they're both super important. Mental representation is what gets created by our understanding language
right.
through input. And without mental representation, we don't have language.
Right. And we don't have communicative ability. And so in terms of trusting the process, this is where we again go back to our roots. We go back to the fundamentals and go, okay, what are the things we need to be focusing on?
Right.
To promote mental representation and to promote communicative ability.
So mental representation, right, is a necessary part of communicative ability.
That's right.
But there's a whole psychosocial side to communicative ability. So the input oriented activities help to develop the mental representation,
right.
which is absolutely you can't do without that.
Right.
Right. And then the interactive activities help to develop communicative ability. They're
right.
both important. And you can't have the interactive without the input.
That's right.
It's not possible.
That's right.
A lot of times in textbooks, historically, there's been an attempt to go right to interactive activities, but that aren't real communication, that aren't about actually connecting.
It's about practicing the language as opposed to being about connecting and communicating with another human being.
Right.
And so again, in trusting the process, we go back to what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of using culturally responsive CI in our classrooms? The point is to really use what we know to be true about the brain, both in terms of culturally responsive teaching and CI. And that our whole purpose is to be engaged with and getting to know our students
oh my gosh.
on a real personal level to give them what they need to be able to communicate in the target language.
And it's, one of the most core pieces of culturally responsive teaching is connection and relationship.
That's right. Authentic relationships. All right.
Your path to success. Here it is again.
That's right.
Stage 4, trusting the process.
Yep.
So this is your 4th step on the Elevate CI success path. And this is where we dig deeper into foundational CI skills. We take a lot of deep breaths and we lean into reading, and especially self-selected reading, where there can be pleasure reading to help ensure success through the end of the school year. Because what happens at the end of the school year?
Oh man, we know that the end of the school year is when teachers need the most support, as do the students. And if we can support the teachers and they can walk into their classrooms feeling prepared, feeling a little more energized than they did on a Sunday night, and feeling calmer about the fact that they just have to stay the course, you know, keep calm and carry on.
That's right. And we know that body to body, these emotions convey. So when teachers are calm and trusting and grounded and know that we are doing what we need to for our students can relax. And if they're relaxed, their affective filter is lower. Their affective filter is lower. They can acquire better.
That is right.
And then their whole day is better as well. So they're going to do better in their other classes as well.
Yeah. So we want at this time of year for our language classrooms to be the place where our students feel a sense of joy and relief from the rest of their day.
Exactly. All right. Whoops. There we are. ElevateCI.com. That's where you can go to sign up for the waitlist to learn more about the membership. We only open the membership twice a year, in January and in September.
That's right.
So if it is not one of those 2 times, you just join the waitlist. We'll take good care of you while you're on the waitlist and let you know when there's an opening. And that's where you go to join the membership during those open times as well.
Yeah, that's great. So again, go to ElevateCI.com. You'll find more information, and we'll keep you up to date with when openings are happening, and we'll share some great nuggets of how to apply culturally responsive CI in your classroom along the way.
Take care. We look forward to seeing you there soon.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.